Hello everyone, welcome to my channel again. So I hope you liked the previous DFS grid series of videos. So now I will start another series of videos where I will talk about backtracking. Not all backtracking problem but specifically the backtracking permutation combinations and subset related problem. So backtracking is very much useful and few famous backtracking problems are like NQueen problem, Sudoku solver and all those things. But so many permutations and combination sum, or you say next permutation and subset kind of problems you can solve using backtracking, and it is actually needed to master all those things before appearing into any coding interview, because it is confusing and you have to first practice a lot and then you can get utilize of your practice in the coding interview. So let's see how we can do all those things in this next lecture. So for just a quick recap, like what is backtracking? So in backtracking, what we do basically is we create some solution. We try to find some solution, suppose the current solution. And when we see that the current solution is not proper or appropriate, then we have to remove some portion from the solution and then we have to go back or backtrack and start from something else, and we have to try that path also. Suppose if you think like you want to reach from one place to another place, and after going to some distance there is some diversion, like 2 3 paths are actually from that point. So you want to reach somewhere, and so you have to take either of the path, like 1 2 or 3, right? So then you have to choose one, and after going to some distance, suppose from here you started and from here you saw like 3 paths are going, okay, but ultimately you have to reach here. Then after here you saw like this path ends here, that means you not got your goal there. So you have to again come back and check from this point, again you have to start from here. Maybe this path is going one this side and one is going this side. So if you by chance went to this side, you will fail because you will not reach your destination. So you have to come back to this junction point and again you have to search for the possibilities. So if you come here, then you reached your destination, right? So instead of this path, if you have chosen this path after coming from this one, then again you will fail. Then again you have to go back and again you have to search for the remaining one. So this is why backtracking work. Like your current solution, if it is not appropriate, then you have to go back and from that point you have to check for the other different solutions. And we use recursion to do backtracking kind of problems. Then you may think like, then what is the difference between recursion and backtracking? So in recursion, function calls itself until reaches a base case. For example, if we have to find factorial of 5, right? Then we know that factorial of 5 actually means 5 into 4 factorial, right? So that means, and if we have to progress more, then 5 into 4 into 3 factorial, right? So this factorial part is common. So if you think that factorial is a function where you have to pass some number to get the output, then factorial is the function. So there you are passing, but every time you are passing a different number, right? And if you combine all those things, you will get the result as output. And where we have to stop here, because every time the number is decreasing by 1, right? So the base case, will be when the number is 1, right? So we will not go beyond that. Then we have to return or all the results and combine, and you have to give as a result, which will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 ultimately. So that is a straightforward recursion. But in case of backtracking, you use recursion in order to explore all the possibilities until you get the best result for the problem. So here the example what I have shown, right? So you are doing a recursion to check all the possibility, but you failed somewhere, and from that point you have to backtrack and again you have to find for the another possibilities. And if you get the solution, you are done, right? So this is all about backtracking, and it's a very useful thing to solve so many kind of problems. So now, as we are starting the series of permutation and combination, I will just start with one example before starting the all the series of videos. So where actually backtracking is useful. Suppose say I got an input like this as an array where it contains all the distinct numbers, right? And I have to give output where all the combinations possible by this array is present. Suppose using 1, 2, 3, 4, one thing present can 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 4, 3 or 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 3 and so on. And how many total possible? It will be 4 factorial, right? That is 24, right? 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. Now, how you can find all these 24 combinations? Because only the number array you are getting as an input. If you think about like normal for loop or if else, if you have to find this, that is a very hard process, right? So you can't manage the program. So for that purpose, backtracking is very much helpful. How it is? So how we can do that is, let's say using 1, 2, 3, 4, I have to find all the combinations. So first thing that my first number will be always 1. That means using the fixing the position of the first number as 1, how many combinations are possible? So here we have to find all the combinations which are starting using 1. Then we have choice to use 2, right? And after that what I have choice? I have choice as 3. Then I have a choice as 4. So as the length is 4, so maximum 4 number we can use. So one combination we got as 1, 2, 3, 4. Then if we go here and do a backtrack, then we can think that maybe from 3, while we are choosing 4, maybe we can choose any other number. But after using 1, 2, 3 or after fixing the position of 1, 2, 3, we have no other choice rather than 4. So from here we can't create another tree, right? So again we have to go, means backtrack. From 2 we have to question like from 2 we started with 3. So is there any other choice? Yes, we should have been started with 4 also, right? So then we can fix the position of 1, 2 and 4. Then we have to check what other things we can maintain. So obviously it is 3, right? That means we got another combination 1, 2, 4, 3, right? This one. Now it can come into our mind is yes, like when we are fixing the position of 1 and 2, for 2 there are two options, either use 3 or 4. But if we do again a backtrack and go to 1, from there what are the options it has? 2 already used, so 3 it can use. So by fixing 1 and 3, now I have choice to use 2, then 4. And if we backtrack from this position, I had choice to use 4 here and then use 2. Similar way from here 2, 3, then 4 we can use. Then we have choice as like 2, then we can use 3. Or if we backtrack from here, we can maybe start with 3 and then we can use 2. So total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 combination we got if we fix the position as 1 in the starting. Now similar way we can start with 2 also. By fixing the position of 2, then also we can start with all those like 1, 3, 4, and that way we can grow the tree. And there also you will get 6. Means if you check here, by fixing the first position as 1, 2, 3, 4, every time we will get 6 combinations. So total 6 into 4, right? So that will be our 24 as a result. So in this kind of problem, backtracking is very much helpful. So as this is the intro video, so here we will talk like what are the problems we will discuss in this series. So we will solve combination sum problem. This is a very much interesting problem using backtracking, and it has 4 variety. So combination sum 1, 2, 3 and 4. And all these 4 are different and you will learn a lot and it will uh, clear a lot of concept of you. So next time if you find any other problem, there you can directly fit this problem. Okay. Second set of problems are permutation problems, like permutation 1, 2, and permutation sequence. Okay. Those are also different problems, and it will help you to clear your concept, and you can anytime code this kind of problem. Another thing is subset 1, subset 2, later case permutation, and generalized abbreviation. So these four problems are also very much helpful when you have to deal with subset. Then we have combinations and next permutation. These are also two important problems. And in backtracking, what we are doing is we are forming a tree. So sometimes this tree can be very big, and maybe if it is needed from us that we just need to know the number of combinations, not the result. Means we are not interested about the result, like how many combinations are possible, but only the number we want, like only the number of combinations which are present, not the exact value like 1 2 3 2 3 1, not that. Number 24 we are interested. That time we can mix dynamic programming with this backtracking, because if you notice maybe earlier or anywhere that maybe whatever tree you are making for doing the backtracking, there some part of the tree may be same or repetitive. So if we can store the result somewhere and we can make use of that, then we can reduce a good number of computation, right? So that way some problems are there, like next permutations or combinations, or maybe any one from them, where you use, if you use the backtracking with dynamic programming, then you will get lot of advantage. We will see those things are also. So go and watch all these videos which are coming next, all these problems, and you will learn a lot. Thanks for watching.